I want to focus on two particular issues, one of which arises from what I was doing last night, which was with the High Commissioner of Barbados and Bangladesh, the INEOS Oxford Institute, the British Society for Antimicrobial Chemotherapy, and the APPG on antimicrobial resistance, in a meeting that was preparing for the high-level meeting of the General Assembly that's going to happen in September on that issue of antimicrobial resistance. And I want to cross-reference this with a couple of things. One is the fact that there's increasing research coming out, mostly of the Middle East, that shows how AMR can actually be amplified by the impacts of modern weapons, heavy metals going into the environment, that can actually induce resistance to antibiotics in microbes in the environment. And there's also increasing research showing how antimicrobial resistance is strongly related to conflict. Now, obviously, that's partly the damage of the breakdown of medical systems, people having wounds that become infected for long periods of time, etc., etc. But there is also increasing understanding about the impact of weapons. And the other thing that, raising the issue of antimicrobial resistance, a figure that I suspect may shock even the very knowledgeable Noble Lords in this committee. About 50% of medical facilities in the world do not have running water. And so water and sanitation are absolutely crucial. You would think absolutely basic in 2024, but they're basic issues, and I have no doubt they are enormous issues in Burma. So my direct questions to the Noble Lord the Minister, and I'll understand if he doesn't have a direct answer now, but what is the government doing in three key things in the AMR area in terms of Burma? Seeing what can be done to support the provision of wash facilities, water and sanitation, seeing what can be done to support the provision of the appropriate antibiotics, because very often in those situations what happens is people just buy whatever antibiotics they can find, and that may really amplify problems. And thirdly, there's increasingly capacity to have diagnostics that can operate at quite a small level, crucially so that you can test infections and see what antibiotics those infections are susceptible to and which ones they're resistant to, and then you can actually use the right antibiotics. So either now or later, if the Noble Lord the Minister can tell me any work that's being done in that AMR space, which is getting so much global focus this year in terms of Burma.